So the food becomes more sattvic that way as the vibrations of mantras go inside. Anyone wants to say any other add or anything? Otherwise, we can move forward.
No, I'm okay, Mataji. Thank you.
Okay. So as far as sleeping is concerned, a Krishna conscious person is always alert in the discharge of his duties in Krishna consciousness, and therefore any unnecessary time spent sleeping is considered a great loss. Uh, avyar, avyartha khalatvam. A Krishna conscious person cannot bear to pass a minute of his life without being engaged in the service of the Lord. Therefore, his sleeping is kept to a minimum. His ideal in this respect is Srila Rupa Goswami, who was always engaged in the service of Krishna and who could not sleep more than 2 hours a day, and sometimes not even that. Thakur Haridas would not even accept prasadam nor even sleep for a moment without finishing his daily routine of chanting with his beats 300,000 names. So here about the sleep also, um, if we eat proper food, this is my experience. If I eat something outside food or junk food or not proper food, I I feel difficulty in my sleep because I don't get proper sleep, and that makes me tired the next day and maybe more irritated, and I cannot focus more. So I feel when we eat proper food, our sleep is also nice, and we don't sleep more than what is required, which is like 6 to 7 hours. Because if we sleep less, then we'll be tired. If we sleep more, we're losing our time of devotional service, and this human birth actually is for service to Krishna. So we should spend all maximum amount of time serving Krishna rather than just wasting in sleep. That's what Rupa Gos, all the six Goswamis were thinking, and that's why they could not sleep. They didn't want to waste any time in sleeping, but we are not that high up, so we do need 6 to 7 hours of sleep, but that should be more than enough. And with the good food, it does help that sleep without too many dreams. Because when we have too many dreams in our sleep, we're not very fresh next day. So that's about the sleep. This is my experience. Anyone else wants to add anything?
Um, I don't have anything to add, Mataji. Thank you so much. Unless
Okay, unless Anil Prabhu or Ram Prabhu or Nimisha Mataji wants to say something.
Hare Krishna, we are fine as well, Mataji.
Okay, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you.
Dipti
Yes,
Mataji nicely explained.
thank you, Mataji. I did not even prepare. That's your kindness, anyways. Thank you so much.
Nice. Thank you.
As far as work is concerned, a Krishna conscious person does not do anything which is not connected with Krishna's interest, and thus his work is always regulated and is untainted by sense gratification. Since there is no question of sense gratification, there is no material leisure for a person in Krishna consciousness. And because he is regulated in all his work, speech, sleep, weak, um, wakefulness, and all other bodily activities, there is no material miseries for him. So, regarding work, Maharaj said such a lovely example that we should not work more than 8 hours, which is um normally service time. After 8 hours, if you work, that is called as a sense gratification. You become greedy because you want more money, and then you can't do your devotional service or come back or relax your body, and then you will not be able to focus on any of the spirituality because you have spent too much time. You are so tired, you cannot eat proper food, you cannot sleep properly, and that vicious circle goes on. So one shopkeeper says that, Maharaj, you're telling me that, oh, we should keep the shop open only for 8 hours, but the customers can come after 8 hours as well, and I will lose my business. So Maharaj said, no, if you keep your shop open for 8 hours only, that customer will make sure that he will come before that, in that 8 hours time period, and you will not lose your business. That's what Krishna said. You will only get whatever you are meant to get. You cannot get, if you keep your shop open for longer time, the customers will come later and later. You will not get more money. You will only get that much money, as much as you are deserving. So we should be keeping that in our mind, that if we work more, that's not going to help us. And for me, it is like that. If I work more, I pay more tax anyways. I don't get any benefit. But unfortunately, sometimes we do have to work. That's not because of monetary matter. It's because to help others, like patients, and we have to work extra hours. But I know that I get so tired and lethargic afterwards, so that sometimes I cannot get up for chanting and all those things I experience. So yeah, we should regulate our work timings according to our devotional services. So it's very nicely highlighted by Srila Prabhupada, and I was really happy to listen to Maharaj's class as well. So it has helped me a lot. Please add your comments if you have any.
Thank you so much, Dipti Mataji. You very nicely explained everything. As Nimisha Mataji said, she's right. You explained very well, and you mentioned that just to help us memorize from your explanation, I'm just listing a couple of points. One of the points was you said we have to only eat Krishna prasadam, nothing else.
No.
The food offered to Krishna, the food before it is offered to Krishna, it is bhoga. We should not say we are offering prasadam to Krishna. Bhoga is offered to Krishna. Offerable bhoga is offered to Krishna. Then once bhoga is offered to Krishna, that becomes prasad. Prasad is mercy in English. The translation of prasad is it is Krishna's mercy. It is not different from Krishna. And you said we have to eat only prasadam. And next you said that we should sleep the optimum amount of hours, the required amount of hours, not more, not less. And eating also, you said we have to eat up within the right quantity, and that's good. And I just would like to add, there is a very famous song everybody knows when prasadam is related. When that mantra, that prayer is chanted, everybody is happy, smile. Oh, now time to eat. Sharira Vidya Jal. It's not jal. Some people say jal. In Bengali, it's a jal. Jal means network. Jal means water. So Sharira Avidya Jal Jodendriya Tahe Kal. It's not kal. Kal is different. Kal is death or time. So Sharira Avidya Jal. These organs, these senses, what are they? They are the network of ignorance. When we serve them, where will they lead us? They will lead us to ignorance, again, illusion, if we serve them. So, in order, we can't control them, they are so, we can't control mind and senses, but we can engage the mind and senses in Krishna conscious way. So these Sharira, Avidya Jal, network of ignorance can be used, can be engaged by supplying Krishna Prasadam, as you said. And Krishna Prasadam is actually non-different from Krishna. And one thing very important, very important, I'm glad you mentioned, that's very important. And I'm repeating for our reminder, for me, for everybody. And it may happen to us. Eating the food prepared by Karmi people, you said the mind becomes restless, you can't sleep properly. That's very true. I'm glad you shared the right practical knowledge. It's true. When we, why is it so? I would like to say, why is it so? Although we all know it, but still I may be saying, which you already know, please forgive me. When we eat the food cooked by Karmi, we not only eat the food, we also receive their consciousness through that food. In what mood did they prepare the food? They prepared the food. They might be thinking so many karmi thoughts in mind, chatting about so many things, and they must have prepared the food. Of course, every food that we buy in the market is only prepared for the sake of earning money, maximizing profit. And why? To gratify the senses, maximize profit, earn more money to gratify senses. You can see behind what thoughts is there for the food. So when you eat that food, there is no tinge of Krishna consciousness. When you eat that food, I'm not talking about food that you buy in Govindas, in ISKCON temples, or any restaurants operated by ISKCON temples. That's different. ISKCON temples also sometimes sell prasadam. Not sometimes, every time. They either give free prasadam or they sell through to generate money. Like if you go to Rajapur, Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra temple, they give you Jagannath Prasadam, and they take some Lakshmi that is required to maintain the temple. So that sale is different, but general, as you said, when we eat the food prepared by Karmi people, you not only eat that sin. Krishna has said, those who eat food without offering me are verily eating sins. So we are not only eating sins by eating those food prepared by Karmi people, but we also um, receive their impression, their mental impression, their psychological impression, and you start imbibing their quality. And in one devotee about few years ago, I read very good article he wrote. It was Westerner devotee, not any of Swami Maharaja's sannyasis. He must be a householder devotee. He wrote an article. Whenever you eat the food prepared by Karmi people, you become restless. Even when you chant, you can't focus, and you can't control your mind. When you can't control your mind, there is more chances of doing more often. So that's about eating the karmi food. Dangerous, very dangerous. Firstly, we are eating the sins. Secondly, we will also receive their impression, physical, psychological, mental, intellectual impression. So when we imbibe their impression, our character also becomes like that. Why devotees are so good? Because they always focus on Krishna and his devotees, and purity is there. They glorify the pure devotees, they glorify Krishna, and they glorify Krishna's pure devotees. That's why devotees get clean and clean in deeds, action, and words. But when we, on the other hand, when we eat prasadam, sorry, not prasadam, food of outside people, we imbibe their characters, we imbibe their psychology, we imbibe their mental consciousness. So it's very dangerous. I'm glad you mentioned that. So I just wanted to add a bit.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
May I say something, Prabhuji?
Yes, yes, please. Sure, thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, very, very beautiful verse, and Mataji explained it very, very nicely and in detail. And you given more enlightenment on the verse and explained very well. Yeah, you explained the prayer to recite while honoring Prashadam. And just I wanted to add that when we say we should eat Prashadam, we don't say eat. We should honor the Prashadam. And it's bhoga. You explained very well. We call it bhoga before we offer it. And when bhoga is offered to the Lord, it becomes Prashadam by the mercy of the Lord. And that Prashadam, we say we honor the Prashadam, not to eat the Prashadam. And about the sleeping, when very beautifully Mataji explained very beautifully that we should sleep properly, no more, no less. But there is some doubt in my mind when we are doing service or we are doing something like some devotees, they preach for Krishna consciousness or they serve in the temple, they have to get up early and they are finishing class late or something. Sometimes they have problem to serve. They are not doing for it for money or earning something, but they are doing it for Krishna's prayer to serve Krishna. Yeah, they try to maintain, but sometimes if for serving Krishna or doing devotional service, they have to sacrifice their sleep. Like there are many examples in the verse as well. There were some very, very senior devotees, they chant long rounds, and just example of the senior devotee that he just slept 2 hours a day. There may be when you're not doing for the material purpose, but you're doing for the service of the Lord and for Krishna's prayer, you have to sacrifice your sleep a little bit. That is not good, but that is okay if we are not doing for money purposes.
Thank
Hare
you, Anil
Krishna.
Prabhu. You very rightly said it is honoring prasadam, and it's actually we should say honoring prasadam. Thank you so much for reminding. You rightly said. And another point in regards to Dipti Mataji, what she said is in general. Occasionally, we cannot even. It happens to you, to me, everybody. Sometimes it is not in average level. Occasionally it may happen, but it's Dipti Mataji and Bhakti Rasam Swami or whoever devotee say it is in general we should try, and we should not make a habit of compromising with our health because our body belongs to Lord Gauranga. We have to look after the body without being in gratification mode. We have to maintain the health and body to serve Krishna. And Krishna himself has advised in Bhagavad Gita, sleep just what you need. Don't sleep too much. Don't sleep too little. Sometimes, yes, it can happen, but we have to try our best to maintain the requirement. Otherwise, we can't function. And on the other hand, we can't copy the advanced devotees like Six Goswamis or any Maharajas. Gaura Gopal Prabhu, he told me he sleeps 5 hours. I was little bit naive and I asked Gaur Gopal Prabhu, Prabhu, it was 5 years ago. How many hours shall I sleep? He said, you are a grihastha, you are working outside, you are going through more stressful life. So I would like you to sleep 6, 7 hours. And I asked him, Prabhu, how many hours do you sleep? He said, I sleep 5 hours. So it depends on the person. I can't copy Gaura Gopal Prabhu. And when we sleep, the damaged cells get energized, we get energy, and when we sleep, internally there is a repair mechanism going on. Like it's same principle, house has to be maintained from time to time, car needs to be maintained. Similarly, this body is yantra, yantra rudani mayaya. There is a shlok in Bhagavad Gita. This body is yantra, So to maintain yantra, we require sleep. How much we require, it depends on person to person. And it also depends on the devotional platform, like Haridas Thakur, and it was read in this purport, Haridas Thakur, Six Goswami. It depends on the person's devotional service. I think people who work, who are in stressful environment, and they might need more sleep, otherwise they can't make decision making is affected when lack of sleep um, affects your ability to make decision, to think properly. Lack of sleep also can be the cause of offense within the devotees. When person has not slept enough, the person gets annoyed for something not to be annoyed for. The person gets irritated, and he may or she may tell of something. In Janmashtami time, I have 5 6 years ago, I have argued with a devotee right at 10 o'clock at the beginning of my service. I was, I have, because I now, in my retrospect, I feel that I hadn't slept enough. First, I was asked to go and get the clear bags. I went to get the clear bags in Manor Kitchen. I wasn't, I was told to go somewhere. It was not there. I was late for the service. I was rushing. I hadn't slept properly enough. Previous night I had come home late. Next morning I got up very late. Because of that, I was rushing and went to kitchen. I couldn't handle even that small pressure. I was not in better mood, and of course, that time, if I was today, maybe I could be, I would handle that situation better. I could have surrendered to Krishna. Then I was sent to the visitors prasadam area to get the clear bags. There they said they needed. On the way, on the way, one devotee stopped me. My team leader was asking me to get the clear bags as soon as possible. On the way, there was a book table. A devotee stopped me. Prabhu, he started he was trying to distribute books to me, and I said, Prabhu, I have so and so books, and then when he said that, an ego came from inside my heart, and I was in illusion. I said to him, I have all these books. I said, I have all these books. And who can beat a nice devotee? He was not initiated devotee, as far as I know, but who can beat a nice devotee like him? He said, there must be one book which you have not got. Come and have a look on the table. He said that. I should have paid my obeisances, Prabhu. Thank you so much. I'll come next time. I could have said that. But why are you stopping me? I'm doing service, I'm going somewhere, and I have these books. Why don't you catch the visitors who are new to Krishna consciousness? Why are you catching? I said like that. I was I was really angry from inside. And when I reached my area after 1 hour, I realized I shouldn't have said that. I came back there looking for that devotee. I couldn't find him, unfortunately. So lack of sleep can be the cause of offense, or we get annoyed. Even babies, if they haven't slept enough, they cry too much. And lack of sleep can be the cause of inattentive chanting. Nimisha Mataji was saying that yesterday. And inattentive chanting is the root cause of all the offenses, as Bhakti Vinod Thakur said. He didn't say anything about sleep. I haven't heard. Maybe he had, but I haven't read. But he said inattentive chanting can be the root cause of all the offenses. Inattentive chanting is itself an offense, and this inattentive chanting is the root cause of all the offenses. It's not only the lack of sleep, inattentive. Even if you sleep 8 hours, no guarantee that chanting would be better, but it can contribute to inattentive chanting. So I just wanted to explain this. So mainly, Dipti Mataji was not giving the general, she was only telling in general. Occasionally, yes, it happens. Anil Prabhuji, you are absolutely right. But I wanted to add little bit here for our practical understanding. And if anybody has anything to add, please feel free. I was not arguing. Please do not take I was arguing. I was just trying to clarify the concept here, practical concept.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Prabhuji. So nice. Actually, I was not arguing either. I was just, I kept my point that sometimes
Yes, yes.
the devotees get late. And because she said, when you are doing more work and you're sleeping less, it's just for your greed. You want to earn extra money. So that's why at that point, I just wanted to,
Oh,
there are
yes,
some
yes.
devotees, they are
Yeah.
serving the Lord, and it is not because they want to earn money and still they have to sacrifice their sleep sometimes. That's
Yes,
it. Hare
yes.
Krishna.
You are absolutely right. Yeah. Does anybody else, Nimisha Mataji, would like to say something?
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. I just want to add, like, it's all about standard of living. In this verse, I find what Prabhupada is trying to say is normal person who's not yet come into Krishna consciousness. He thinks about himself is how he can improve his standard of living. So by eating different traditions, food, and enjoy the sense gratification, have a very little sleep for again sense gratification, or maybe have too much again for the same reason. And for the work as well, whether it's for earning more money or his personal commitments, whatever could be the reason. But a Krishna conscious person is always looking at how he can get close and please Krishna by improving standard of living, by regulate all these activities. Like, when he gets out, he would first think for shopping is what can I offer to Krishna today? What shall I buy for him? What vegetable looks best to cook and to offer? So his intention always is to please Krishna. Even for sleeping, he would try and go to bed as quick as early as possible in the evening, because his idea is to get up early morning, and he is thinking of, even if I'm late for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, that's one round I won't be able to do in my morning duties. So again, he's again thinking of Krishna. And when he's gone to work, he could be still preaching, whether he's working long hours or short hours, he's still trying to make most in distributing this knowledge to his work colleagues. So I think it's all about one thinking of himself, how to improve his standard of living to please Krishna and give Krishna consciousness to others. That's what I just want to add, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, Mataji. That's very beautiful. And once again, I would like to read out text 16. There is no possibility of one's becoming a yogi. O Arjun, if one eats too much or eats too little, sleeps too much or does not sleep enough. So we have to, Nimisha Mataji, you said, Dipti Mataji, and Anil Prabhuji, all devotees said, we have to focus on this. And one point I would like to add, again, practically, only you know how much sleep you require. Nobody else knows how much you can eat, how much you sleep. And you know when you are oversleeping and when you are overeating. Another person cannot say that. So we have to find out how much is the right amount of sleep. Karmi people, they sleep as much as they like, or they don't sleep, enjoying the whole night or wasting whole night. They may not sleep. But we know our body tells us how much is required to eat. We know what are the symptoms of overeating and what are the symptoms of oversleeping. Both oversleeping and undersleeping, both over and under, is not recommended. And if possible, we have to do like that. And sometimes for the service, when abnormal situations arise, that is different. Is Anil Prabhu, is everything okay so far?
Excellent, Prabhuji. Very beautiful. Thank you, everyone.
And Krishnavani Mataji, is there any point you wanted to add?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, it is everything has been, what you call explained very nicely. So I don't need to add any more, Prabhu. Everything is
Thank you
beautifully
so much.
explained.
Thank you so much. And
And I just want to
yes, yes, Dipti Mataji.
yeah, just to add to you the sleeping, as Nivisha Mataji mentioned that we should be sleeping early. The reason behind scientifically it is proved that in the dark when there is no sun, we need to sleep because that time our body produces the chemical called melanin, which recharges and repairs the, as you mentioned as well, the cells of the body, which is quite necessary. Regarding the sleep, Anil Prabhuji, you were talking about that devotees sometimes do not sleep because they are doing serving the Krishna. But higher level devotees, they do get their energy because of their bhakti yoga. They do get their energy and their body repairs themselves. So for them, it is very easy. They don't have the material stress. But they are only in the spiritual world, although they are living in this world. So for them, it is it's totally different scenario. For us, Lord, like for me, especially the work I'm doing, I do need that recharging my battery. So it is as you mentioned, it's individual. I'm so sorry I didn't mention this before. So thank you for raising that point. But it is definitely individual. But everybody should sleep as long as you need to sleep at least 6 to 7 hours, and that will help. That's it, Prabhuji. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. Thank you so much, Dipti Mataji, for clarifying. I humbly would like to request if Ram Prabhu has anything to say here. Ram Prabhu, did you want to say something? Because
Hare Krishna, Hare, Hare Krishna, yeah, it's so wonderful to listen all these explanations, so wonderfully explained by all Prabhuji and Mataji. Just I wanted to mention or add one thing here about this honoring prasadam, like Anil Prabhu said, that we don't eat, we honor the prasadam after offering to Krishna. Apart from honoring, we can say, I think, accept prasadam also, because it's mentioned here in the purport also.
sure. And in Sanskrit or in other language, you can say grahan,
Yeah,
prasad,
yeah, prasadam, yeah,
grahan,
prasadam, we
grahan.
say Pali also, in Hindi also, I think,
Yeah.
prasad grahan, but English, yeah, accept prasadam. Like here in the purport, it says Hari Bhakta, Thakur Haridasa would not even accept prasadam, not even sleep. So
Yeah,
apart from
that is little slightly different. When Haridas Thakur didn't finish his 192 rounds, even if he was given prasadam, he would not accept it. So accepting is that, like, in that sense. Maybe it's not in the sense of eating, but eating, as Anil Prabhu said, eating is wrong word, because some prasadam honoring, as Anil Prabhu very rightly reminded, well done Anil Prabhu, honoring is the right word, because sometimes we have prasadam, mahaprasadam, to honor, not to eat, like a ghee lamp offered to Krishna, flower, that is, those, they are also prasadam, they are mahaprasadam, and we have to honor them, we don't eat them. So eating is not a right word. Thank you so much, Anil Prabhu and Ram Prabhu.
yeah, okay, thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, accept a little bit different sense here. Yeah,
Yes, is that
okay.
okay, Ram Prabhu? Is that
Yeah, very,
yeah.
very good.
So you have anything else to add, or we can move on?
No, Prabhu, not really. It
Thank you
was
so
very
much. Thank you
yes,
so much. And thank you
nice.
so much, everybody, for contributing with your um, very important realizations and understandings. It's very helpful. So we will move to text 18. And text 18 was supposed to be read by Sundari Mataji. And Krishna Bani Mataji, would you like to go do 18 for us? Or if not, then someone else can do it.
Haribol Prabhu.
Hare Krishna
I
Mataji.
haven't had a chance to read it, but if you want, I can just.
Oh, no, that's all right, Mataji. You don't have to read before. That's fine. You can read now.
Okay. Text 18. Yada viniyatam chittam atmani ava avavatisthate nispruha sarvakamebhyo yukta kamebhyo yukta iti uchyate tada.
Sorry, I beg your pardon. It's sorry, Mataji.
Don't worry, Prabhu.
It's 8:17 now. I think it will cut off any minute, isn't it? Mm,
It will, yeah, Prabhuji.
Yes,
so
Prabhu. Restart.
let's end up and come back following
Okay.
the second link.
Sure, sure.
Thank you.
Hari.